Hello YouTube. Today we bring you the monster to rule all kings and throw hands with even the mightiest of dinosaurs or the hardest hitting player, Ultimasuarus Imperatrix and his little brother, Ultimasuarus Rapiratrix.
Both of these mighty creatures will be coming to D&D 5th edition today as we give them their own moveset, stats, and skills to see how they would hold up in this monster-filled world. As is tradition, a little background information about these two is needed. Did you mind giving some details?
Sure, Ultimasuarus is, as the name implies, the ultimate dinosaur, combining a few together into a devastating hybrid. Both Imperatrix and Rapiratrix fall under this, but both have different stats and size to consider. Now, the origin for both of these monsters is a bit strange, with Raptrix being from an old toy line called the Chaos Theory line of toys. It was not very articulate, however, this did not stop the fan Bill's bait design about it to grow at times. Hybrids were rare, with the Ultimasuarus being the hybrid made of more than two dinosaurs at once.
Imperatrix, in the other case, is from a YouTube video by Goji Center on how to improve the first one and make it better at using both its natural weapons and armor. Both dinosaurs have the same base coloring, a red head followed by a gray body and matted browns along with dark blacks, with Rapiratrix containing the DNA of T-Rex, Velociraptor, Stegosaurus, Ankylosaurus, and Triceratops, giving it a rust but sleek body standing at about 3 meters tall and 3 meters long. It stood out as a fast, mid-sized carnivore. It was also likely that this creature served as a pack to hunt larger prey. This would be possible due to the raptor DNA giving it social skills to pack up and hunt.
Speaking of packs, the first feature of Rapiratrix is going to be pack tactics, allowing these monsters to gain advantage on attack rolls if the allies of the monster are in a 5-meter radius. So watch out for any crits that may happen due to the second D20 roll, as well as giving it the powerful bite of feet due to the Triceratops and Trex DNA inside of the genome, giving it a powerful bite.
To be its defenses and stats put for defense, an AC or armor class of 13 would be so this creature, good with it being its size and most importantly its speed being 40 feet, a turn back to the defense side. An immunity shows itself as it is immune to being charmed and frightened, as well as resistance to any slashing, piercing damage from above, also in line for this creature.
Bringing that up as its main form of defense, this creature will mostly have a defensive feat known as Fortification, where for 3 turns it gains a +7 to its AC and a loss of 5 feet of its movement, giving the ability to pivot from a rushdown attacker to a defensive menace and be able to fit its role. Its HP must follow suit. So a base HP of 6d6 plus 70 being a good fit for a total average of around 88. This creature is meant to be placed in groups of 2 for a total of 196 HP between the two of them, and seeking as this creature's 120-foot dark vision and blind vision of up to 20 feet, it will help in this creature's ambush style of fighting.
Base stats, strength will max out at 15, with dex and con reaching 6. For its social stats, intelligence at 13 allows it to have pack tactics and use it, but with a low charisma and wisdom score at 4 each. Talking is not going to get past this piece. And finally, we can get to this creature's offensive abilities. First is going to be charge, allowing it to do 3d6 piercing damage if it uses 20 foot of movement. This will help provide a flexible move to get in and deal damage, with the rest of the attacks as follows: bite, 2d6 piercing damage, and the ability to grapple a creature that is one size larger than it.
The Tail Slam, dealing 3d6 of either blunt or slashing damage depending on the opportunity.
Piercing Roar, dealing 5d6 plus 10 thunder damage to all creatures who fail a DC 10 con saving throw.
With all of that, this creature will sit at a CR of 7 alone, but rise to a CR 10 when put of a pack of. Be careful when encountering a pack of these, as you may not know how long you'll last.
The next creature that we will be discussing is a solo killer, though don't let that fool you, as the new generation of predator Ultimasuarus Imperatrix is the perfect blend of predator and prey, giving it the skills, weapons, and features to win in a death battle against almost all the other dinos in D&D.
Let's get started, plain and simple, with the addition of a new feature,
Cumulative Bipedalism.
action meaning when you need to stay on your turn to not get hit by a random attack.
Like my cohort stated, this creature will get legendary actions. We'll dive into those after we do the creature's basic actions. So let's start with the Jurassic Terror, modernized as a CR-19 monster, standing at 12 meters tall and 20 meters long. This creature is a huge dinosaur monster with the fumeculative biped feet. It keeps this creature at 10.4 tons, but changes its height from 12 meters tall to 14 meters tall, keeping the still 20 meter length. It's best if you don't get caught underneath this creature. Another thing is thanks to the fused armor from its donors, it has an AC of 19 against attacks on the back of this creature, while anywhere else will be an AC of 16.
Be the Ultimasuarus part of its genome, contributing to its large HP of 2d20d12 plus 70, giving it an average of 192 HP. To be a true staying force in the field, due to this huge size, armor, and HP pool, its movement was only 20 feet a turn, and on all fours and 10 foot on its hind legging, making it considerably slower than the smaller Raptrix.
On to resistance, and with the resistances, same as Repair Tricks, but all around solar resistance to non-magical piercing, slashing, and blood damage. Giving it a 200-foot dark vision and 40-foot blind vision helps with this maximized terror. Speaking of which, the stats are next. Charisma is its lowest at a 6, followed by Wisdom and Intelligence at a nice 10. Now with half the stats being on the low side, only one is a net negative. Next will be Dexterity and a Constitution of 19. Now those are crazy high, but with both, they don't compare to a Strength at 24, putting some barbarians to shame with his own crushing strength.
Now, first thing all legends have is some sort of resistance, whether it be to block attacks or re-roll failed checks. 3 times a day, it can succeed even if the dice says it failed. The next feat we should give it is Threatening Roar, inducing the Frightened status effect to all creatures in a 60-foot radius. Following that, we give it the Quaking feat, allowing it to force a Dex 12 saving throw on any creature that is smaller than it or take 1d10 bludgeoning damage. The final feat for this frightening beast will be Frightening Presence, forcing all creatures in an 80 feet radius around it to make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw or be frightened for 2 whole rounds.
Now onto the actions. First up is a basic fight attack, melee attack that deals 9d6 plus 14 piercing damage to one target, and leaves them grappled. When it rears up its hind leg, the bite turns into a crunch, dealing 12d6 plus 20 damage, but cannot grapple the target.
Next comes the Horns, giving a charging blow, an action that once used must be recharged by rolling a d6 and getting a 5 or 6. Though this attack deals 10d10 piercing damage and can move you up to 50 feet while not provoking opportunity attacks. On its hind legs, this will turn into Crushing Blow, an attack that forces the dino back on all fours. However, you must roll a dex saving throw, or 5d6 force damage to all targets in a 40-foot radius of the dino. On a successful save, the target is knocked prone if they are medium or smaller, or lose 10 feet of movement if they are large. The final effect of this move is if you are within 5 feet of this creature and it uses this attack, you must make a strength check with a DC of 17 on a successful check. You just do the previous part of the effect. On a fail, you are pinned under the creature, which will do 40, 30, 20, 10, d12 plus 30 damage depending on your size, the larger number being used the smaller, you are with 10 being the large creature's saving grace. Of course, this check won't affect any targets in the air as well.
Now we reach the business end of this animal. With a basic kick of dealing 6d6 bludgeoning damage, this is no longer an attack that you can use on your hind legs. However, the next attack, Tail Swipe, dealing 4d10 piercing damage plus 4d10 slashing damage, allowing it to bypass many resistances and get through things with one resistance or the other. The final thing that this dino has is multi-attack, allowing it to use one Stomp and Tail Swipe, or 2 Bite or Crunch attacks.
Onto the pinnacle of strength. Legendary actions can be used at any time and don't count as a normal action. First up will be a stance change, which can be used at any time to stand on 2 legs or stand on all fours. Next will be Taunting Display, something you can use once every other turn, and that allows the force the target either to run away using as much move as possible or tap the dino's disadvantage. The final legendary action is going to be Bucker Down, a defensive action that raises the AC of the creature with 30 for a turn, however it cannot attack or move until its next turn. As a trade-off though, its next attack can deal 1d8, 1d10 bleeding damage as long as it does pierce damage.
So that's it for these two. Now, things like a fire variant are easy to just slap on a fire resistance and give it a breath weapon for 5d6 on Rapiratrix, or 10d6 on Imperatrix. Now that you have these makings of two new pseudo-drakes to roll the earth, it's pretty simple that everything can be done in story, from a crazy scientist to just a new apex predator that could write into your next D&D adventure. Yo, me here. But I'd like to give a thanks to Ominous Raven and Goji Center, as well as the entire dev team over at Frontier for making Jurassic World Evolution 2, which was a big inspiration for this. My high school for actually letting me do this project for pretty much the entire of my school year. And thank you to Rob and Kareem. I will send the links to their Twitch and to their YouTube channels down below. I'll put my artists' Tumblr. I'll put that there in the description. And yeah, have a great day, guys.